I'm Jenny Montgomery. I hope your new year is off to a wonderful start. It's always fun to see the gala season start in Augusta. The new year brings the Symphony Gala, the Heart Ball, the Morris Museum Gala, and several other elegant events and fundraisers. We begin today with the Augusta Symphony's 70th anniversary season, and that makes the upcoming gala extra special. The theme is A Night at the Opera. It's coming up on Saturday, January 25th. The Augusta Symphony was founded in 1954, and a lot of their original programs and performances included pieces with the Augusta Opera. So this will be a really cool tie-in to their founding years. And the gala is the Augusta Symphony's sole fundraiser. You're encouraged to come out for an elegant evening filled with music from Rossini to Puccini, as your favorite librettos will be presented by acclaimed performers featuring your Augusta Symphony. Maestro Dirk Meyer is with me today, along with the Augusta Symphony's Executive Director, Becky Dearden. Becky and Dirk, it's great to have you both here today.
Thank you so much.
And now, Dirk, you're an old hand at this. You've been around a few years. Becky, you're new to the Symphony.
I am new. This will be my first gala in this capacity.
Yes.
I've been a patron prior, but yes, I've been a patron, but it will change a little this year.
I bet it will. I bet it will. And all the behind the scenes working of putting on a big event like this.
Yes, it is a lot of work, a lot of things that you just never realized went into planning something like this. And it's fun, it's interesting. We have a gala committee that's helping us out, and they're doing an amazing job at planning and getting things ready for everyone. So yes.
Well, it's always a fun night because of course you're going to have wonderful entertainment. The music is going to be fabulous. Yes. And I think the theme this year, Night at the Opera, is going to be really fun. I think that's going to be really great. And it is relevant when you think about the history of your organization and how in the beginning there was so much tie-in with Augusta Opera.
Absolutely.
And so this is a good throwback to that.
Yeah, it really is. And of course, when we were discussing possible themes for this upcoming gala, this idea of A Night at the Opera came around, and of course I was, ready to go for it because I love opera. Growing up in Germany, that's the reason why I went into this whole conducting field in the first place, was opera, of course. And I work with an opera company up in Minnesota as well, so I have a big passion for this type of music. And so I was just thrilled to put together a best of opera program. So if you own a CD or maybe even an old LP with the best of opera, that's sort of our program.
Okay.
Or or if you've never been to the opera or never heard, don't really know what it is, it'll be those kind of songs where, why do I know? Oh, it's from that commercial. That kind of thing.
Okay.
It's
so
really,
arias and
very
things that
famous,
are familiar to
very
people.
famous pieces from, like you mentioned in your intro, Rossini, Puccini, Verdi. There's even a little bit of opera and the Phantom of the Opera in there as well.
Well, I was going to bring that up because I think for a lot of people, that's their exposure to opera.
Sure.
And it's, is it really? I guess there's some, but that's not, there's so much more.
There's a little bit of overlap, of course. But of course, it's a musical. It's a Broadway musical, Andrew Lloyd Webber, The Phantom of the Opera. But also why we put that in, it's something that really everybody knows and loves. And also one of our performers who will also be our MC, Sarah Lawrence, she used to be a part of the big national Broadway tour of The Phantom of the Opera. And so I thought, well, we can't have her here and not have her sing something from The Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, that'll be very fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad to know that. That's exciting. So, Becky, it's coming up on the 25th of January, which is a Saturday night. Yes. And people can still get tickets.
Oh, yes. You can still get tickets. You can go to our box office at the Miller Theater. You can go online at augustasymphony.com/gala and still get your tickets. But yes, it's going to be an amazing evening.
And it is really a very elegant evening. Of course, there are different ticket levels you can buy, whether or not you want valet parking and so on. But every ticket includes the whole hors d'oeuvre and drinks and all of that experience.
So yes, just a walkthrough of the evening. So
Yeah.
when you arrive, doors open at 6:30. The concert does begin at 7:30. But when you arrive, you will be greeted with a champagne toast, just to welcome you. And then we will have hors d'oeuvres for you to enjoy. We will have the concert, and then at the end of the night, we're going to have some more dancing. So we'll have Augusta's own Coco Rubio come in and do some DJing, and we'll have a good night, and there'll be desserts and coffee at the end of the night and that sort of thing. So it's amazing. Now, we do have a different level, and it is a VIP level. So if you want to just zhuzh it up a little bit, then you could get the VIP experience. And what that's going to give you is you're able to arrive at 5:30. You're going to come into heavier hors d'oeuvres, premium.
guest artists,
yes,
of course.
meet our guest artists. They will be there. They're going to come in and mingle with our VIP patrons, and so there is something for everyone, not just for the music, but the experience that you want to have.
And I mean, you've been there probably for everyone
Yes,
since
yes.
we've been doing this, and,
And
so
it's-
you know very well what kind of. It's a fancy evening. It's a
It is,
really
yeah.
fun, fancy evening.
It
You get
is
dressed up.
fun.
And,
That's
you know.
right.
And what I always have loved about it is how fancy it starts, but then it ends as just a dancing party.
It does.
It's just a really
Everybody's
great party
like
at
all
the
about
end.
the manners and everything in the beginning, and then by the end of the night, everybody's upstairs dancing,
Right.
carrying on,
Yeah.
just having a great time. And it's very fun. It's nice that they're going to be able to mingle with the artists.
I'm thrilled for the artists that we have. I mean, we have
Yes.
5 singers. They're all very experienced opera and Broadway performers as well. And I mean, they have performed all over the world. I
Yeah.
mean, the Metropolitan Opera, the Vienna Opera House in Austria, you name it, they've been there and they've done it. So they will really bring
To have that
certain
caliber
thing.
here at the
Yes,
Miller Theater is going to be
exactly.
outstanding.
Amazing.
I'm really looking forward to it. Some of the artists, I have their names here, and I'm not going to even try. There are 2 that I'll.
yeah, some have quite-
Jeremiah Sanders and Sarah Lawrence are going to be here among
Yeah,
others.
well, and Gennard Lombardozzi, for example. as well. Yeah, some of them, him especially, he's got quite the name, but he's the sweetest guy that you can imagine. He's a
that's
wonderful
great.
tenor who's gonna sing, a couple of, including Nessun Dorma, the famous aria from Puccini's Turandot, that might not ring a bell now, but it's one of those. You hear it.
When you hear it,
oh, that one. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just so looking forward to that. That's really, really great. And a really good way, if you don't know a lot about opera, if you're interested in opera, to get a great sampling of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And some people, they sort of back off when they hear opera singing. But part of what it is where I grew up in Germany, the opera, 5 hours, 6 hours of heavy opera,
Yeah.
that can get long.
Right.
I get it. But our performances at the Gala are usually around an hour, 70 minutes or so. And I was just going through the set list today. There's 15 different numbers in that time. So, there's, like you said earlier, there's really something for everybody in there.
And the other thing, too, I find when you're listening to live music, like our wonderful professional musicians in our orchestra, oh my gosh, just when you're there, close your eyes at some point and don't watch, but just listen, and the music just takes you away.
It's very different than sitting at home. It doesn't matter how great and amazing your hi-fi system is.
Yeah.
This you cannot reproduce at home.
You're right. You're right. Well, we're lucky to have you here. Thank you. Thanks for being here, Becky
Yes,
and
thank
Dirk.
you so much.
And we will certainly look forward to the big event on January 25th. Here's that information one more time. The 2025 Augusta Symphony Gala, A Night at the Opera, is coming up Saturday, January 25th at the historic Miller Theater on Broad Street. You can buy your tickets online at augustasymphony.com Gala, or just call 706-842-4080 for more information and to buy your tickets that way. If you're a parent, you've probably got a lot of things in your home designed to keep your kids safe. Coming up on Jenny, is something missing from your child-proofing list? After the break, we'll show you the simple steps to addressing an invisible health threat.